Good morning, buenos dias, bonjour, buongiorno, annyeonghaseyo. I feel like crap. Welcome back to the vlog. Today is post-infusion day, and honestly, the smile just comes on when I turn on the camera, but I have not smiled all morning. I apologize for the noise in the background. It's been a slow morning, but productive nonetheless. There is a load going in the dishwasher right now. There is a load in the washing machine. I just paid all our bills, you know, the bi-monthly stuff. I also answered some messages on Facebook, and I was gonna get working on the vlog, but I think you can tell I'm making a really big effort to try to be productive. Aside from all the good stuff I've been able to do this morning from the time I got up at 9:30, I also feel very drained. According to the nurse, it's perfectly normal to feel lethargic. That is the word that she used. Lethargic after the infusion. It does take a bit out of you. Again, some people don't feel any side effects afterwards. Some people do. Mine is feeling like I got hit by a truck. I'm not feeling any flu-like symptoms, you know, no fever, no achiness, nothing like that. I do have something very interesting this time around, which is a really strange pain on my big toe and a little bit of numbness on the tip of my tongue. But when you look at it, it seems like it's a little bit irritated right there. So I don't even know if that's Entyvio related. It's never happened before right after an infusion, but I do get geographic tongue every now and then. So I don't know, I'm brushing it off like it's not related. This afternoon at 5:30, I have a volunteer meeting. Thank goodness it's via camera. I do not have to show up anywhere, but I do have to fix this, you know, unless I turn off the camera. And I would like to turn the camera on this time, but oh my gosh, I just want to sleep. I can't put it in any other terms. It's just, I'm tired. Other than the volunteer meeting and the stuff around the house, there's really not much I have to do. This is why I get so busy before my infusions. I make sure that everything and everybody is covered. I take care of my customers and I take care of anybody who needs anything from me, my students, everything, just everything. I try to get it done before infusions because I don't know how long these effects are gonna last, so I can just take it easy. I literally can just stay on the couch and nothing is gonna come of it. That's a good tip for anybody getting infusions. If you do get really tired afterwards, get everything done beforehand. As far as appetite goes, I am not hungry for lunch. I did have breakfast because I know I can't skip breakfast. It really does a number on my stomach to skip the first meal of the day, but other meals I could probably just snack or something and I'll be fine. But I have zero appetite. That's a side effect for me. Not everybody else gets this. I did talk to my doctor and the nurses about it. They said it's perfectly normal. Some people even get nauseated. Some people even throw up. So loss of appetite, I think I got the good end of that deal. I'm actually gonna take a little breather right now. I'm probably gonna go to the couch and relax because I'm so yuck right now. Well, the meeting is over. I have a little bit of homework to do before I go to bed tonight. Unfortunately, my husband isn't home yet. It's almost 6. It's 2 minutes to 6, and he went into work at 6 today, or earlier, because he got up at 4:30 and left. I don't even know at what time. I was out cold. The person staying with us actually arrived a little while ago, probably 5 minutes. So I don't know, it's a long work day for all soldiers today. It's crazy. I really want to say that I'm going to get started on dinner, but just for this meeting alone, I was kind of dragging myself. Like, I feel so horrible. I feel really icky. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna hop in the shower. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do my laser treatment for my hair. I think it's about time I do an update on the Hair Max comb. As you can see, I mean, It's kind of there, but it's not as bad as it was a couple months ago. So I'm gonna work on some pictures and do an update. Probably not today, but tomorrow. Hopefully my husband will be home by then and he can help me. I can help him take care of stuff. Because if we work together, it's less stress on me and he can also take a little bit of rest after 12 hours of work. Okay, I did not hop in the shower. Someone's looking at me to get up with me. I did not hop in the shower because I started dealing with something after the volunteer meeting. But before I tell you what it is, I want to show you a quick clip on a video that I did in March, I believe, regarding military spouse life and career change and the difficulties of finding a job. So watch this so you'll understand what I'm about to tell you. At our last home, I also applied for 3 different teaching positions that I did not get, but I did get a surprise 1-year contract as a translator for a company in DC. So I was working remotely, plus my last job was still considering me a professional service, so kind of a contractor for them. So I had 2 translating jobs that I had not searched for and didn't even plan on having. Now when we moved here, and this a lot of military spouses can relate to, it's starting over. You start your life over as a military spouse every couple of years. My home business plummeted. I went from about 120 customers to about 40. And again, since it was my side hustle, I said I'm not going to worry too much about that. I'm going to try to use this fresh start as a possibility for something new. And I was in remission when we moved here, so I thought this is great. It's like I get to have my old life again. So I went to a local university and picked up some PhD pamphlets. I talked to the graduate studies department, but basically I talked to a chair, I talked to different departments, I talked to a receptionist or secretary who was providing information and communications with other people who had to do with admissions. I couldn't afford it. I couldn't commit to the times for the classes because we only share 1 car and it's a 45-minute drive to that institution, and not being guaranteed that the credits were transferable was not an option for classes that I couldn't even afford. So I decided to try to get my foot in the door and applied for some teaching positions as well. Did not get the job. So I looked at that as another sign that I should probably experiment with something else. I already experimented with retail and home business. Maybe there was something else out there that I could do. So I spent months going to different career fairs, resume workshops, LinkedIn workshops, created an account on Indeed.com, uploaded my resume to different places. I'm practically everywhere. In the end, you already know the story. As of January, I flared in December, was on steroids in January. February, I got a new long-term medication. I'm still kind of in that up and down, even though I just got today my results that I am in clinical remission, just, minimal symptoms every now and then. Now, for the past 2 weeks, I was emailing back and forth with a counselor in employment readiness, which is a program from Army Community Services, and they provide free assistance in creating, reviewing, and perfecting civilian as well as federal resumes. I had been emailing with this person, preparing a federal resume, which I had never done because I've always applied to civilian jobs. And even though I went to the federal resume workshop, I still wanted that guidance step by step of, hey, I want this to be perfect. I've been declined for every job I've applied to, so I really want to make this work. And not to sound like I'm putting myself up on a pedestal or I'm up on my high horse or anything, but I actually lowered the level of the job I was applying to. This time I applied to work in a homework lab at a child and youth center. So I'm telling you, this was sort of a safe bet because they had as a requirement minimum a high school diploma or GED or a bachelor's degree in something that had to do with child education, special education, or home economics or related field. Those were the key words. Now, this counselor was telling me that she was a little dubious about the related field part, but my resume was strong and she was very confident about me applying for this position. Today I received a reply telling me that I was ineligible for this position because I did not meet the minimum requirements in education and or experience. Suffice it to say, I was distraught. I could not get a job in a homework lab after teaching undergraduate classes, after teaching for 6 years in a linguistic and cultural center, after teaching at an international baccalaureate school. Really, a homework lab? So I kind of put it on the side. I posted it on Facebook. I have a very lovely support team of friends and family who are on there, rooting me on, telling me not to give up, suggesting things I've already tried for years. I don't blame them. They don't know what I've done. So after the volunteer meeting, I wrote the following email, which I'm going to try to add here on the side. And of course, I'm going to eliminate some information because I don't want to give anything away or speak ill of anybody. That's never my intention. This is more like for informative purposes and to show people, hey, this happens and you're not alone if it has happened to you. I wrote on Facebook that I am a big fan of self-advocacy, not necessarily just for medical stuff, but for everything in life. In my email, as you can see, I just pointed out why to me I met the requirements, so I want to see how to them it's not the same thing. My husband's still not home. It's 7:13. If he's really going to work this long, I hope he's going to be off tomorrow or something. This is crazy. But I came here because my resting heart rate has been between 90 and 115 the entire day, and that is both uncomfortable and exhausting. I don't know if it has anything to do with my infusion or if there's something going on in my body, but my resting heart rate is usually between 75 to low 90s as opposed to 90, 95 to 115. My resting heart rate was 110 when I was on albuterol. And you know, that's an oral steroid, so that was normal. But right now, I'm not on anything other than my infusion from yesterday. So I'm gonna lie down, watch some TV, see what happens. Look who's home! He got here at 7:50. No, you called me at 7:50.
I'm still working.
And he's still working. And even though he did 13.75 hours today, he still has to show up to work at 6:30? 6:30 tomorrow morning. No comment. And interestingly enough, these past 2 infusions, instead of getting the side effects right afterwards, I've been getting the pounding the day after. I had to keep reading the same sentence over and over because even though I was reading it, I still couldn't absorb it. I couldn't process it. Brain fog is so tedious. I wanted to do an update on my telogen effluvium situation. I can't say that I see a difference. You can see it's not as bare. I feel a little bit like 90s early terrible makeup chic. Do you see this? Oh my gosh, is this on the inside? Oh my gosh, it's on the inside. What is this?